Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video we're going to look at a jacket from the company New View Hunting. New View Hunting reached out to me to see if I'd be interested in taking a look at their products. They have a number of different product lines, everything from outdoor apparel to lock boxes and gun safes, things like that. Some outdoor optics, just a cool lineup. So today we're going to take a look at one of their jackets. And so again, they have a number of different offerings, but in today's particular video, we're going to look at sort of a weather resistant, so a water resistant, wind resistant offering. I'm getting ready to go on a deep mountain trip. I thought this would be absolutely perfect to bring it with me. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into this in detail. First, we'll start here. I'll go through some of the features. We'll take a look at this. Hopefully it fits me. Then I'll get it outside for some field use, and we'll come back to the studio for my final thoughts. And so with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at New View Hunting who did provide this for review. Now again, New View Hunting having a number of different types of products in their lineup. They have backpacks, they have hunting blinds, optics, all sorts of different accessories. And in today's particular video, we're talking outerwear. So their outerwear does range from winter time, spring, different sort of options. And today, more of a weatherproof design. So as we get a look at this in detail here, again, I'm hoping this is going to fit me. This is in a very cool color. So they have a couple of different camo patterns. This is one of their camo patterns, which they call either their camo woods or camo all around. And this is their all around pattern, which is cool. Kind of has a mixture of things. You can see some, different shades, a lot of greens, browns, little highlights, little shadows. Pretty cool. Now, I'm not necessarily going to test this for effectiveness. However, if it happens to show in some of the footage, that will be definitely cool. So we'll see by observation how effective this is by the end of this. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you, a little bit of noise, but for a weatherproof and weather resistant jacket, not too bad. It has sort of a soft feel to it, just a little bit of a soft feel. Now, I'm sure this is going to have a coating, which is going to help with the weather resistance. It does feel like it's going to be nice and wind resistant. So from a weather resistant standpoint so far, seemingly very good. This material is what they're calling a T800 weatherproof fabric and waterproof fabric. I'm not exactly sure, and I don't know if I'll have the ability to test the overall waterproof resistance during this particular video. If we do, that will be awesome. So I'll keep an eye out for that. Now, speaking of weather resistance, the first thing you can see as we look at this, you do end up with some sealed zippers on the pockets. So that's pretty cool. And taking a look at it here, a nice, reasonable breast pocket, good amount of space on both sides. So as you take a look at how my hands fit in there, a good size pocket overall. Nice that the zippers are weatherized, and on top of that, you'll notice that they do tuck in underneath this fabric, which is awesome. So just a nice little hood over the top of the pockets there in your vulnerable places. That is fantastic. But the main zipper here, again, having a little bit of a nice, soft, protective liner over the zipper, so as it's up against your chin, that's not going to bother you, and you'll see that does translate all the way down the zipper. And from not only a soft perspective, but cutting down on wind penetration through the zipper, that's fantastic. As you take a look at the zipper here, you'll notice nice zipper pulls in all cases, easy to get on, tactile. They have a little bit of just a little bit of grip on there, which is nice. Very easy, smooth, looking very nice. Now, these are not necessarily sealed, which I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe it's hard for them to get larger zippers being sealed like that. It would be nice where this is your main zipper if that did have the weather resistant seal. I don't know whether or not that would be a problem. However, what I can tell you is you also have plenty of fabric behind it. So, that is going to help with your overall resistance to water penetration, wind penetration, and it's also going to be nice and soft against your skin. Nothing that's going to rub and abrade. Looking at it on the inside here, everything sealed. So you can see the tape on the inside, so tape sealed everywhere. That is awesome. So again, the ability to be resistant against water penetration, you can see they're absolutely paying attention to the details. And speaking of on the inside, again, maybe a little bit of sound, a little bit of noise, a little bit of rubbing, but this is soft to the touch. It's going to help to cut down on the overall noise while you're moving around. That's fantastic. So far, this is pretty nice. I am digging this. On the front of the jacket, I did show you the upper breast pockets. There is another set of pockets further down, which you can see. Again, these are seam sealed and protected from a flap. And as you get on here, you can see no problem. Now, I can tell you already, without getting further into this, I love the placement of these pockets. These are what I would call your sort of hand pockets. Now, notice how high up on the jacket these are. That's awesome because many times you have a belt from a backpack lower on the jacket, which gets in the way of the pockets. So I should be able to run my backpack with, load capability and load bearing, hip belt right across the front here and still have full access to my hand pockets on both sides. So that's awesome. I love the placement of these pockets. I think that's very well done and very well thought through. The underside of the arms, full armpit ventilation. That is sweet. I love that. The one place that I can say for sure when you really start to sweat and you need to vent is your armpits. That is fantastic. So getting the moisture out before it accumulates, getting the heat out before it accumulates to reduce the ability to sweat, to reduce the overall moisture accumulation inside a weather-resistant garment. That is fantastic. Dual zipper going in both directions. Just awesome. This construction so far, I absolutely love it. A nice shape fit hood with the ability to shape it out with some drawstrings. That's awesome. You'll notice that the actual keeper here coming out through these eyelets. Now there should be, as I cinch this down, there's got to be something in here pinching this, and yes, there is. It seems like on the inside here, there it is. So tucked inside, out of the way, there's your little keeper. Again, paying attention to the details. That's a very clean look. That's very effective. And the fact that you can get onto this, but it's kind of tucked away. Again, I like that. So the brim here, giving you a nice shapy hood, but the ability to still maintain good peripheral vision while keeping wind, while keeping rain, and cutting down on sun. That is really awesome. In the back, another adjustment. So again, shaping out that hood as you need. Fantastic. So far, really nice. The back neckline, you can see, again, soft up against your skin. Very cool. Working my way to the bottom of the sleeves, you'll notice that the cuffs, nice Velcro. That's awesome. I love Velcro enclosures because it's basically infinite adjustability. I don't necessarily like snaps or buttons nearly as much as Velcro because of that fact. So getting the infinite adjustability, that's fantastic. Along the bottom, a nice shaped out lower cuff, and again, the ability to cinch this down, keep you out of the weather, tighten it up if you want a little more warmth. Awesome. And you'll notice that it is sort of form cut, which is great. So not just straight across the front and the back, but you get a little bit of shape coming off of the back side. Again, I do like that. Flipping this over, pretty straightforward in the back. You'll notice that you do have some seams on these panels, which would potentially be a little bit vulnerable to water penetration, with the exception being, again, seam sealed everywhere. So awesome attention to detail. As we take a look at the inside of the jacket, that pretty much wraps it up. So the inside, very straightforward. You're really only looking at the inner panels, all of that seam seal in all of the critical locations, but now you can really see from the inside how this all comes together. And all of the seam tape is very flat. I like that as well. Sometimes companies have a problem where it gets bunched up, or there's gaps, or it's not smooth, or it doesn't cover all the seams. But in this case, from what I can tell, everything perfect and flat and right where it needs to be. But all of this is for nothing if the jacket doesn't fit me. So I'm 6'1", about 175 pounds. I have fairly long arms, and this is a size large. So I'm hoping this fits, and right away I can tell you the arms are spot on. That's huge. That's huge. The body feeling about right. So this is a good deal. A lot of times I find companies get the arm length wrong, and you'll notice here enough fabric that it covers all the way down, and again a nice little shapy cuff to give me some coverage, a little bit of warmth, and all the protection that I need. This sleeve length is fantastic, and as an outerwear and something you're going to use for hunting, I do believe you're going to stretch your arms a lot. So this is an active piece of gear where your arms are going to be fully extended and at length for given points in time. And the fact that this fits so well is awesome. I can just take these cuffs, tighten them down, get it so that the sleeves sit exactly where I need them. And at this point, I am like super, super happy. This jacket is sweet. Getting the hood, I can start to adjust this and get it to where it's going to fit me to allow for my peripheral vision, yet the coverage that I need. Again, that's awesome. I love that. I can barely see the hood, and I can see everything around me. That works just well. Taking a look at how this looks on my body. And so as you take a look here, you can see a nice quality fit, looking really, really good. I love the way this fits my body. Again, at 6'1", 175 pounds, I do feel like the size large is literally perfect. I'm thrilled about the length of the sleeves. Just an absolutely fantastic job. And so again, this is the weather-resistant jacket from New View Hunting. Awesome. And so with that, I'm in pretty good shape. Let's get this packed up into my kit. We're gonna hit the mountains, and I'll probably need this while I'm out on the trails. And so, all right, guys, there you have it, the weatherproof jacket from New View Hunting. You saw me get it out for some general field use. Now, I have to premise this entire thing by saying it wasn't the most comprehensive test, but I definitely got to test it against the wind, in the elements, and in a very windy place, and it did a fantastic job to keep me comfortable. And on top of that, I still had a little bit of moisture in my shirt from my hike up to the summit, and the ability to vent this off was awesome with these nice large vented pits. Awesome. I love that. So generally speaking, the ability just to keep me comfortable, I absolutely love this. And then in terms of the overall water resistant capability, I need to say that was a short test, but it seemingly did its job very well. I would like to test this a little bit longer in more adverse conditions, but initially, signs are good. I think it's a great fully featured jacket with just a nice look. I kind of like the camo. It's unique, it's different, and it was fairly effective from what I could tell from the footage, and I do think that New View Hunting is doing a nice job with their apparel. And so again, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at New View Hunting for providing this for review, and if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, that channel is growing quickly. I have a ton of videos up there, so if you like what you see here on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check me out on Outer Limitless 2. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.